Yo everyone, thanks for joining me once again for Larry's full card betting guide. This weekend we have UFC Fight Night, Vegas 109, Dolidze vs Hernandez to look forward to, and I'm keen to go through some of my own bets and ideas for betting opportunities for the card. I am feeling better this week, guys. I thought I would mention that because last week's video, I'm pretty sure I was sick as a dog recording that video, but anyways, I'm finally getting into this video, guys. I'll be going through absolutely everything in this betting guide, from who I picked to win each fight, my own strong favorites and solid underdogs, my favorite lock of the card and underdog lock of the card, and to finish off, I will walk you guys through all my own personal bets, just so you can see what I've decided to do with all the research I've put into this card. I've also mentioned that I will start doing Fight Companions sometime soon, and I am almost ready to start. I'll probably be ready to start just sometime after the next UFC pay-per-view event, which is Hamzat versus DDP, so get ready for those, guys. I'll probably stick to doing them for fight nights, though, only for now, just because I enjoy watching the pay-per-views with my friends and family quite a lot, but that might change sometime in the future. As always though, for the betting guides, timestamps are in the description and the comment section below if you guys want to skip to anything in particular. So without further ado, let's jump into it. What you're looking at here are the lists of favorites and underdogs for the entire card, and like I always say, this is just to show you guys who I actually ended up picking to win on this card, and how many of those picks were underdogs and favorites. If you haven't come here from my full card predictions and breakdown video for this card, where I talk in detail about all my reasoning for all my fighter picks, please go and check that video out if you want some additional information on why I've made the picks that I've made. And if you have come from that video, like I always say, thanks for supporting the channel and watching both the videos for me, guys. I appreciate it a lot. I will now highlight in green who my picks were for this card, and as you can see, I did end up choosing a few underdogs this weekend, including picking the main event underdog in Roman Dolidze to get it done over Anthony Hernandez. I'm very surprised how big of an underdog he is going into this fight, but regardless, you guys have now seen my picks for this card. Let's move on to my strong favorites and solid underdogs section of the video. And as you can see here, for the strong favorite section, I've picked Jocelyn Edwards, Elijah Smith, Julius Walker, and Christian Leroy Duncan. The numbers next to the fighters' names are just the return you'll get on them if you were to bet on them. So for example, if you were to bet $100 on Elijah Smith to win, it would net you a profit of $14 overall, which is not worth it at all, by the way. Straight up, guys. Way better in some sort of parlay or prop bet for him, which you will see later in this guide. And for my American viewers, as far as I know, when he has that minus 714 next to his name, that's how much money you have to bet on the fighter to win $100 back. Profit on your bet. And I will say this now, I like all these favorites a lot, guys. I think every single one of them can get a finish in their fights. I think Elijah Smith and Julius Walker in particular most likely finish their fights within like a round and a half, personally for me. But anyways, guys, now to jump into the solid underdogs I've chosen for this card. I've personally chosen Eric McConaughey, Andre Fili, Angela Hill, and Roman Dolidze as my picks for solid underdogs on this card. I do really think all these guys have a good chance of getting it done this weekend because of multiple factors. Eric McConaughey, as far as what I've seen from him, is not terrible, guys. The guy has looked quite solid on the feet and has decent cardio to go the distance. I think people's public perception of him is a little off because of his bad loss to Nursultan Ruziboyev, but that dude is really good. Nursultan Ruziboyev would have beaten a lot of dudes, in my opinion. He would beat Cody Brundage within 2 rounds for me as well, so it's tough to really say who will win that fight. Andre Fili also has a solid chance against Christian Rodriguez, mainly because C-Rod loves losing to Unks and seems to be like a kryptonite for young and upcoming fighters only. But jokes aside, Andre Fili's striking early might cause a lot of problems for C-Rod, so that could potentially be a solid person to bet on. Angela Hill is always a solid underdog as well. I think she is always a tougher fight for these girls than what I think initially, and she could also win this fight by staying active and staying at range. And lastly to mention, guys, Roman Dolidze, in my opinion, has the BJJ advantage over Anthony Hernandez, and although I do think he will get taken down at some point in this fight, I think the ground exchanges will go his way. If you do want to know more in general about all of my picks and all the fights that I've just mentioned right now, go check out my full card predictions and breakdown video for every single fight on the card. I'll put a link to it somewhere here on the video, should be in the top right corner or in the description. Now I can move on to my locks of the card section. This week I have ended up choosing Elijah Smith as my favorite lock of the card. Just an absolute terrible matchup for Toshiomi Kazama, and honestly, a big step down in competition for Elijah Smith. This fight will remain on the feet, guys. Mark my words, because I don't see Kazama being able to take down Elijah Smith. And if this fight does stay on the feet, Kazama is pretty much a sitting duck waiting to get KO'd in my opinion. The guy has been rocked in almost every single one of his fights that I've watched, including his wins, and when he gets KO'd, it's always brutal. I think first or second round KO for Elijah Smith personally is the play for me. That's my takeaway from that matchup, guys, and that's why I have Elijah Smith as my lock of the card for the favorites. Let's now move on to the underdog lock of the card I have, and as you know, guys, I've been quite high on Roman Dolidze this past week, so it seems hard not to put him here. I know Anthony Hernandez is great, and he's got the cardio and pace of like Marab the Machine Dvalishvili pretty much in his back pocket. But I do think Roman Dolidze can do well on the feet and in the grappling exchanges as well. He's got the power advantage as well in this fight, and I think that's going to play a big, significant factor here. That's what I truly think, guys. Moving on now to the high risk, high reward section of the video. And in this section, this is where I highlight one fighter on the card that I think has completely juiced odds relative to their chances of winning. It could be a fighter I haven't even necessarily picked to win in my predictions video, but it's someone that I think has a better chance to succeed than the odds makers do say. The fighter I have chosen for this week is actually Julia Stoliarenko, and a lot of you are probably like, oh, what the hell, or thinking this is a little bit silly, but I did mention that she will have the submission grappling edge, and most likely if she does win this fight, it'll be by submission. And I also mentioned in my predictions video that Gabriela Hernandez has been susceptible to being taken down and controlled in her fights, and if Julia Stoliarenko manages to secure even one takedown by dragging her down to the mat, it could spell some real bad news for Hernandez. For the high risk bet, I did start off with the moneyline bet on her. If she does manage to have any success with her wrestling, but struggles to get the submission in this fight, I could see her potentially squeaking out a win via a decision if she does that for 2 rounds. It's not my personal favorite bet, but a bet nonetheless, guys. For a very high risk bet though, I do have her winning by submission, and this is the way I do think she wins this fight for me. Get her down, sub her, staying on the feet really isn't an option for me. Now for the insane risk bet, I do have her by first round sub, and that's if she does manage to secure that takedown straight away in the first round. I really do think it will be over in that case, just because her submissions are just pretty quick in general. They're very solid. But for a safe-ish bet though, guys, if you guys have been watching these videos for the past few weeks, you know I do like putting the spread bets, the plus 3.5 round bets, into my safe-ish type bets here. Even if she does get taken down or controls her for even a round of this fight and loses the next 2 rounds on the feed, this cashes, guys. I think it's relatively safe to bet on. I will say though, although that's relatively safe to bet on, if you guys ask me which bet I personally would go with myself, or which bet I find myself potentially putting on before this weekend, it would probably be the win by submission bet. Personally for me, I'm a bit more of a risky dude in general, and I do think the payout's pretty solid for that bet. That's it for that section of the video, guys. Let's now move on to my personal bets I have on this card. And here they all are for you guys, my personal current bets I have on this card, so you can check them all out. There are many different types of bets here, as you can see, so I'll run you through all of them right now. The hidden bet in white is the subscribers bet of the week, and I'll reveal that to you guys right now as well. I have actually ended up choosing 2 people this week, and I know it's only meant to be 1 person, but I make the rules here, guys, alright? So, doesn't really matter. But I did end up choosing both these fellas here. One of them said Miles Johns plus 3.5 spread bet, which I do like. I think there's a good chance he wins one of the rounds on damage, since Gene Matsumoto does get hit quite a lot. And the second person did say they chose a 4-leg parlay where it has these 4 fights to go past the first round. So each bet is the start round 2 bet specifically, guys. I just thought that bet was pretty cool as well to add into this betting guide, and I never usually place those types of bets myself, so I thought it would be like about time pretty much to do so, to add something like that into the guide, at least every now and again. I think that's a good idea. Those bets, as you can see, have now been added to the guide, and I appreciate your comments a lot, guys. If you guys want to be the subscribers bet of the week for the next betting guide, please leave your comments in the comment section below when I post my next predictions and breakdown video for your chance to be featured in the betting guide. Last week's subscribers bet of the week actually did end up cashing, and it was this person here who put their bet in. So thanks again to this person here, guys. I'll start reading out the bets now. We can start with the prop section. We've got the subscribers bet of the week, of course, Miles Johns plus 3.5. I've actually put in Christian Leroy Duncan by KO as well, and I do want to give some credit to the commenter Chapter, who's actually the same person who made the 4-leg parlay bet for this video. They did have another comment mentioning about CLD by KO, but I had already added it to the betting guide, but I still would like to give some joint credit here since they did have the same idea as me, which hopefully brings some good luck to this bet. Shout out to you again, man. Appreciate you putting more bets in the comment section. Next, we also have Elijah Smith, and I did manage to get a same game multi again this week. I took Elijah Smith money line plus this fight to end under a round and a half at boosted odds, which is just awesome. I really do see him dominating this fight, most likely by first round KO as well if I had to guess. Kazama just takes way too much damage for me, guys, in my opinion. I have also Julius Walker to win in round 1. I don't mind this bet at all just because he could get the KO, but he could also get the sub in my opinion. So it's pretty hard to just put like Julius Walker by KO into the guide for me. I also think he just gets the finish early, guys. So I think the round 1 finish is not bad. I have next is the start round 2 4-leg parlay from the subscribers bet of the week. I've already explained that one here, and I will start listing the fights for you guys here. I'll put them on screen for you as well. They are Roman Dolidze versus Anthony Hernandez, Miles Johns versus Jean Matsumoto, Jocelyn Edwards versus Priscilla Cacahueta, and Gabriela Fernandez versus Julia Stolyarenko. Lastly, for the prop side, I have both my parlays here as well. One high risk one and the other one is my confident picks list as a parlay. My main card picks will be Christian Leroy Duncan, Jean Matsumoto, Christian Rodriguez, Angela Hill, Steve Erceg, and Roman Dolidze. My last parlay here is, of course, my confident picks list as a parlay, which is Jocelyn Edwards, Elijah Smith, and Christian Leroy Duncan. Now to move over to my main bets I have, guys. These are all my single fighter bets plus an extra prop I had this week since the left side is getting a little bit too packed. I've got my underdog lock of the week in Roman Dolidze here as a bet, and I've already explained a lot on why that is in other sections in this video and in my predictions and breakdown video, so I'll save you guys some time here. I'll skip it past. I've also got a bet on Angela Hill, and I really do just think she can do the same game plan and fight as she did in her last fight against Ketlin Souza to get the W here. I've also got a bet on Eric McConaughey. I put this bet on as soon as it got announced, and I do think the odds are actually tightening a bit, guys. He's not a bad pick in my opinion. Lastly, guys, I do have a bet on Uros Medic by KO in the first couple of rounds, and I just think that's pretty solid of a bet with how much Urbina does get tagged in his fights and how dangerous Uros Medic is on the feet. That's it for the bets, guys, though, and good luck to everyone watching this video with your bets for this card. That's it for Larry's full card betting guide for UFC Fight Night, Vegas 109, Dolidze vs Hernandez. If you guys like the videos and want to see more of it, please let me know in the comments below, and make sure you like the video, of course, to support the channel, guys. Also, if you guys want to know more about when I usually post these videos, I usually post the predictions and breakdown videos on Mondays or Tuesdays, so that would be Sunday or Monday for my American viewers, and I post the betting guides around Thursday normally, or maybe even Friday, which should be Wednesday or Thursday for my American viewers. Unfortunately, I have been posting them later recently just due to the fact that I had been sick, plus work is starting to get a little bit busier. Thanks for watching though, guys, and see you guys next time.